Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Christ Over Coffee. My name is Andrew Dixon, and I would like to welcome you to episode 38, entitled Living Interculturality. Today, we have the distinct joy and pleasure of introducing to you a very dear Holy Spirit Missionary Sister, Sister Rose Therese Nolta. Sister Rose Therese has dedicated a great portion of her life to bringing awareness to the various needs of not only the United States, but the world at large as it deals with the environment, climate change, social justice issues, dealing with all communities, including the African American community and the Hispanic community. She is a part of a group of religious women and laity that advocate on behalf of those who are abused by human trafficking. And so she does so many things, and she does them very well and with a heart that only God can give our souls. You know, she just has a love for the people, and by showing that love, you can see the love of God that's inside of her. And so we're very excited to have her on, if you can't tell by the sound of my voice this morning. And so without further ado, let's get to it. Good morning, Sister Rosalia. How are you this morning? Welcome to the broadcast. Tell everyone what's going on in your life today.
Good morning, Andrew. And again, good morning to all my friends in the audience. Today, we invite someone who lives close by, who we meet very often, and who, in my experience, is rich in wisdom. So, without keeping you in suspense about her any longer, let us welcome Sister Rose Therese to the broadcast. Good morning, Sister Rose Therese, and welcome. Okay, let me go straight to my questions. You have much experience of living in the international and intercultural communities since the beginning of your religious life. You were missionary in Ghana for over 14 years, in Rome for 6 or maybe even 12 years, and afterwards in various communities here in the United States. You have been engaged in various ministries, education, leadership, formation, and lately in justice and peace. In the last years, with a greater focus on environment, our planet, what Pope Francis calls our common home. So, looking back to these years, what did you find as unexpected blessings in your mission in Ghana?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rosalia, and good morning, Andrew. I'm very happy and grateful for the great question that you gave to me. My blessings in my mission in Ghana are so many. For me, being able to go to Ghana was a real gift, a blessing, and a privilege. I found one of the most wonderful blessings for me were the people. They were the ones who taught me a lot. Why do I say this? I found the people very welcoming and hospitable. Akwaba means welcome. This is a Ghanaian attitude. People welcomed me in small and big ways. I think this attitude is important to me today and for all of us to deepen this reality of welcoming today in the United States. When I was in the villages in Ghana, I learned different sayings that show their understanding regarding strangers, like me. One was, strangers have eyes, but they don't see. Have ears, but do not hear. I found the Ghanaians very understanding in this. I had eyes, but I still needed to learn the meaning of what I saw. It was another culture and another reality. I also heard words, but I did not understand whole meaning of the words and culture it meant. My experience in Ghana was a real blessing because it taught me so much about mission and the way of mission. At the very beginning, I was going to give by teaching and other things, but in reality, I received so much more. Mission is about giving and receiving. It is about relationships. It is about sharing. It is about being present. Being in Ghana was a blessing for me because it was a way of opening my eyes with a slightly different view or perspective. When I lived in Ghana, I learned so many things about time. Yes, time. It is not just a clock or wristwatch. Time is a way of being with people. I will give you an example. When I was visiting some of the teachers or catechists in the villages, they told me in their language, "Thank you for wasting my time. This is really hard for me to understand." What? I am wasting your time? In the U.S., time is on our wristwatch. This was the whole way of looking at time, a way of looking at relationship and of being with another. Some of these things I am still unwrapping, like being present to the other. One experience that I will share makes me still feel ashamed, but I learned a lot about myself and my own culture. I was visiting a village and I wanted to see one of the leaders there. I thought I knew where he lived, and so I went down one of the streets in the village. I did not find him. Since Ghana is warm, many sit outside. When I came back the same way I had come, I stopped and talked with one man. He taught me a lot. He said that I did not greet him when I was on my way, but now that I needed help, I stopped. I learned so much from him about things, about greeting, about being more present to people who are right in front of me, wasting time. I am still learning from this experience. At least I hope so. Another blessing for me was the religious spirit of Ghanaians. One symbol for God in Ghana is Jiame. This means accept God, which really expresses God is in all of our affairs and is everywhere. God is powerful and all-present. There is a saying that no one has to point out God to a child. I was in religious education the last years in Ghana. I was sharing with teachers and catechists, but they were teaching me so much more about God. When you greet someone, the response is, "By the grace of God, I am well." God was so much a part of their lives, in their sayings, in their language, and this was a richness for me in my own understanding of God. Another gift for me was their spirit of thanksgiving. By that, I meant, and I mean, their attitude of gratitude. I found out the importance of saying thanks. There are sayings like, when you hear the cock crow tomorrow morning, I am saying thank you. When I use this in the States here, I had to change the hearing to a car honk because we don't hear chickens crowing in the city here. Another rich blessing for me was the generosity of people. Many times when I was visiting schools, the teachers or others would give me gifts from their farms. And they were not rich, actually poor farmers. But I can remember going back with a big, large bag and boxes of foodstuffs. They were so generous. Yes, the Ghanaian people are a continued blessing for me. I could go on and on about this, but I have one more thing to say. The Ghanaians have a special regard for the gift of life. They enjoy life even when it is hard, through song and dance. I have 2 left feet, so I definitely see this when it's happening. Little ones on the back of their mothers are swaying and having a rhythm. I just want to give one example. During one period, it was very difficult to get petrol or gas for the car. Oftentimes, I would stop and see. The gas station needed electricity or some way to pump the gas, and they needed gas itself. So one time I stopped and the men came out and told me, sorry, we don't have any petrol, but we have palm wine. This is one of their local drinks. And we had a really good laugh about it, but I just had to pass that one over. So you can see what I have received and am still receiving from so many gifts and blessings from my time and experience with the people of Ghana.
Wow, you have very many inspiring experiences, sister. Preparation of the new members for mission work, for an encounter with a new culture, is one of the goals of formation. From your own experience, what is necessary for a future missionary to know and prepare? Can a program really prepare the person, or is it the situation, the people that help the missionary to be transformed, to understand, and to appreciate the differences?
From my own experience, I feel that our spirituality and faith is so important for us as missionaries. A personal knowledge of God, my own personal relationship of God. I can remember a time of struggle, and my experience was God flooding me with sunshine all around, visible and invisible. First of all, there for me, God was there for me. Some of the things that I feel are still very important to me as a missionary is being open, being able to learn. We are always learning if we let ourselves. If we do not know it all, and we don't know it all, what is the gift of mission? Always learning. Right now, you think at some age you can stop learning. No way. At every age, every situation, every person is a new way to continue to learn. I feel that our attitudes are so important in our missionary journey. The B attitudes towards ourselves, the poor, the struggle for justice and peace, our relationship with God, ourselves, others, and our world. All of us are missionaries. By our baptism and by my baptism, I am a missionary, and so are you. Really. So how do I relate to others? How do I view the different, and how open I am to the difference is really essential. How do I encounter others now? We are meeting different cultures here in the United States. I went to Ghana to be immersed, but today many are coming to the United States. A program, I think, can help us to move into a new culture or country, but we need to own this program and take it in it, integrate it. I can learn about the country, the land, the culture, even some of the language. I had a short program before I went to Ghana. I feel it is helpful to discuss what is culture shock, cultural integration. Culture is the water around us. So many times we are unaware of it until we are out of it. There and then we understand it a little more. If you have a program or not, the reality will not be what you imagine, but it helps us to build on the shoulders of others. It is up to each of us to be ready to change, to see from the other point of view, to welcome, to learn, and to be ready for surprises. Thanks for listening, and welcome to the journey.
You know, you may be wondering yourself, how can you live out this inclusive mindset of intercultural living, stepping beyond yourself to get to know and understand a different culture? Or maybe in seeing through Christ over coffee, the actual visual of what the Holy Spirit Missionary Sisters try very hard to accomplish, this sense of intercultural living. And as you can see from our different guests, how we try to live out the slogan, one heart, many faces. If that's something that you want to be a part of, if you want to be part of a missionary congregation that makes living amongst others and showing the love of God towards one another, if that's something that you're passionate about, if you want to join a missionary congregation like that, we want you to know that we have a website and a phone number that you can get in contact with us to learn more and just come and see exactly what it is to be a Holy Spirit Missionary Sister. Our telephone number is 847-441-0126. Again, that's 847-441-0126. Or feel free to leave us a message in the contact section of our website. We can be found online at www.SSpS-USA.org. Again, that's www.SSpS-USA.org. And as I said, you just go to the contact section, and in that box, leave us your name, your phone number, and an email address that we can get back to you, and we will reply to your message as soon as possible. We cannot wait to hear from you. The mission of Christ Over Coffee is to spread the gospel, encourage people of all walks of life, and to also energize you towards taking those next steps if you feel that God is calling you to missionary service. So join us in this vocation effort. We can't wait to hear from you today. Well, it's been another wonderful episode here at Christ Over Coffee. Again, we thank you, Sister Rose Therese, for coming and sharing about your experience in Ghana. We thank you, Sister Rosalia, for your wonderful interview questions and all that you do in helping this broadcast move forward. And to you, our community, thank you so much for joining us today. And one thing that I want you to remember is that if you want to follow us on social media, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can find us at these various locations right there below me. All we want you to do is to follow us here on social media. And if you're already doing that, thank you so much for all your likes, all your comments, and all your shares. But if this is your first time joining us this morning, please, we encourage you to follow us on social media. We send out a lot of encouragement, a lot of news about what's going on at the convent, and we would just love for you to join our online community. And until next week, remember, we're going to be walking this life one sip at a time. Thank you all so much for joining us. As always, God bless you and your families. Take care and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.